We are back at it again. I'm joined today by Durdrak for co-commentary for this tournament match. We got Eldritch on the left, Alex on the right, starting with the Recycler preset. Let's get this countdown started for them. How you doing, Durdrak?
I'm doing good. This is gonna be an interesting one. I think these two players are matched up pretty well in the skill level.
Yep, I mean, that is the fun part about double elimination is even if you get eliminated round one, you're more than likely going to be, facing off against a more even matchup round two. So it looks like both of these players are both finding Wolf at the start here, which is nice. That is one of those relics that, especially in Second Castle start, is pretty useful, I want to say.
Interesting starting location. I've never started here.
Oh yeah, it was like in the hallway there. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that one. Or if I have, I've forgotten. But yeah,
which is interesting because you can't go that way unless you're found Jewel at the start.
Save.
So you gotta go through B's or go around.
Gotcha. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Let me see if I can fix this. Having some weird audio stuff on my end, but it's probably fine. Yeah, both players opting to farm this witch here.
Yo, that was hype. Did you see that wolf dodge that Eldritch just did on the projectiles from the Salem Witch?
No, I did not see that.
Sadly. I framed all the projectiles by transforming into wolf and untransforming.
Yeah, both players opting to avoid Beelzebub at the start here. I think this is the correct play, especially depending on what the sword is. It's luminous. That should be good enough if you're comfortable with the fight, especially with all of the additional stat buffs that you get with those potions. So I think Eldritch is on the correct kind of route here. Get some experience under his belt. I'd probably save again.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he wants to farm a little bit more.
It can go pretty bad, but I think he'll probably want to. He might just kill the Salem Witch until it stops giving him level ups each time.
Oh, maybe.
And then
that's a lot of damage, though.
Yeah.
He should also switch to the Luminous, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if he already switched to it yet or not. I don't think he did.
I think I watched him open the inventory.
Goes down for the Aquamarine. Probably worth it, $800. That can go a long way in Dracula's shop or the shop later. But yeah, I'd probably save one more time, and then I'd probably be comfortable enough fighting Beelzebub at this point, but I do think that starting off farming some items. What was that? Oh, that's a Vorpal Blade. Oh.
Vorpal. Well, that helps a lot.
Did he get that from the Bitterfly, maybe?
I couldn't tell which enemy that dropped from. Oh god, don't die right after you got it though.
Yeah. That'd be tough. I would probably equip it, to be honest.
Yeah, that would make
it's really good.
A lot easier.
It's really good. Alex said, "Nah, it's cheating. I don't use cheap weapons like that." Okay, never mind. He's coming to his senses, saying, "You know what? I'm going to use the weapon that kills things really, really fast."
Eld is doing his Souls-like style, pre-boss fight power up.
It's definitely worth it. Killing any boss in the second castle is going to give you a ton of experience, a ton of levels, as well
they
as
even have dark armor.
Oh, they have dark armor? Oh, snap! Yeah, this is free. Yeah, that makes this way easier.
Yeah,
you do have to worry about the poison from the worms that drop off of Beelzebub, but what are the odds that one of those hits you? You'll be fine. Yeah,
I mean, since you have double jump, you can just stay in his hitbox the whole time. You'll never get hit by anything.
Exactly. And a heart refresh, it's not the worst item in the world, especially if they find themselves using sub weapons later. But it's a boss down. It is progress towards the center of the castle here, and Alex is immediately poisoned. I assume they started with the dark armor, so he doesn't have to necessarily fear about dying. He might not even be aware that he has the dark armor on, but it will slow him down. With the being poisoned is gonna, he's dodging the flies and stuff. He's actually worried about dying. But yeah, getting poisoned is gonna lower your damage output. It's gonna make this fight take a little bit longer. Also, focusing on the limbs instead of just the center mass of Beelzebub is gonna slow things down too.
Yeah, that poison's really doing a number on his damage.
Yeah.
Because he's been hitting him for a good bit here, and not a single body part has broken.
Yeah. Not that you necessarily even want to see the body parts break, but either way. Oh, he doesn't have the dark armor on.
Oh, so it must have been a drop from something.
They were saying it was at the start of the game right next to Soul of Wolf. But Alex is, yeah, you don't get your MP back too when you're poisoned. So he's in a really bad spot, even though he theoretically should have the Dark Armor in his inventory.
Yeah, you would think.
That would make things incredibly free versus Beelzebub. But this could be just one of those overlook moments that happens every once in a while where either a lack of knowledge or even Alex might even have the knowledge that Dark Armor makes you immune to Beelzebub's attacks. But, you know, that was, 5 minutes ago when he picked that up. He was thinking about surviving versus the enemies. And even so, the Vorpal is putting in a lot of work to keep him safe. Like, he hasn't taken a single hit outside of the worms. So he might not even need the Dark Armor.
This is probably a situation where he just doesn't realize he has the Dark Armor, because I'm pretty sure that he knows the Dark Armor would make him immune here. Oh,
this is scary. He has to time these jumps very, very precisely, and he does get the kill.
He's dead.
Whew. Nice. A little scary, but I don't think he picked it up. Whether he picked it up or not, kind of doesn't really matter. I guess the Malachi Dark Orb also can matter if he decides to go the same route that Eldritch is going, which it seems likely.
Does that do dark damage? Really?
Yeah, the orb does dark damage. The Malachi Orb. There's not very many dark attacks in this game.
Looks like Eldritch do, because he jumped into that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's perfectly fine chilling in there. And it will help with farming Malachis as well, see what the drops are. Yeah, I don't know if you go through like a checklist of which enemies are worth trying to kill, or if you just try and kill everything when you're at this point in the second castle. When I was doing testing, there were certain enemies that I'm like, it's not even worth it. I'm just gonna move on.
I'm definitely very picky with what I choose to kill. Like, if it's going to, like, if I have to sit there and hit it a bunch of times, like, I usually don't, unless it's like near the very start and I'm really desperate for item pickups.
Yeah, we've said this before, but generally speaking, the later on in a seed you get, the less impactful item checks and like item drops become. So early on, you're kind of desperate. You're going to check almost everything. But like if I'm in Alex's position, for example, like, yes, it's easier to kill things with the Vorpal, but I'm also not going to sit there and like waste a lot of time trying to kill things with the Vorpal. Yeah, like Guardians are almost never a legitimate option unless you spawn right next to them and you intentionally decide to use your intelligence potion and then spam Tetra Spirit or something like that, which is a valid strategy. You can kill them that way relatively easily. Yeah, speaking of dark attacks, we do see the sub-weapons from Ralph Belmont over here. Those are dark damage as well. So there's a handful of dark.
He's still getting thrown around a bunch, but he's got Mournblade, so
yeah,
he's not really at any risk of dying.
Yeah.
But
this is a boss fight where Vorpal definitely would help a decent amount. And speaking of Vorpal helping out, we have Alex on his way to this boss right now, honestly making up a decent chunk of time. I think he just did less item checks and is kind of beelining it over here.
Yeah, he didn't go to the area off to the left. Because Eldritch went in that room and did all of those item checks.
Yeah. Oh, he finally realizes he has the Dark Armor. Nice. Well, I mean, that would have helped versus Beelzebub, but it's going to help versus this fight too. So, better late than never.
He's not that far behind Eldritch, and Eldritch just finished the fight, and Alex should take care of it pretty quickly to the Vorpal.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, the Vorpal is going to help catch up a decent chunk of time here. I wonder if Alex is aware that the sub-weapons do dark damage from... Yeah, because he's dodging the sub-weapons.
I wouldn't be aware. I had no idea they did dark damage.
So I know they do dark damage, and I think the zombie versions of the heroes that Scylla, or not Scylla, what's her name? Sypha summons, I think they do curse damage.
Yeah, they do curse damage.
Yeah.
They won't do damage if you have heart.
Yep.
I do know that.
Yeah, one of those niche little scenarios that can come up. And Eldritch is going mano a mano with the Spectral Sword here. Generally one of the better enemies to try and farm, but these shields have like such high defense values.
Yeah, I always get past these guys and everybody tells me I shouldn't, because they, you get so many item drops when you go and kill them, but I just
I feel like I
for
always
some reason
see them
I never
hearts.
clock to kill them.
I feel like they always drop hearts for me, but I guess it's their rare drop is what you're trying to get or something like that. Like the common drop is almost always hearts.
There's some weird distinction with the followers of the Spectral Sword and how
Yeah.
they drop items. I've been told it many a times by Crazy, especially, but I can never remember what exactly it is.
After watching
But
these races, I always see them just not really being. The one time it was useful is I think Ren killed them and got like 1 million library cards, and that was cool.
yeah,
but, like,
that can happen where you get 1 million library cards or 1 million of a consumable to help you out, but
doesn't happen very often. But yeah, we're seeing a bit of a route divergence. Alex is opting to go towards the warp, which makes sense. I think Eldritch grabbed the warp earlier and then went and did trio. So, and it was the imps.
The Vorpal was imps, yeah.
Okay, so Eldritch is going to catch up as far as like items goes. He's going to have a Vorpal of his own, 2 Vorpals even. I don't even think Alex has 2 yet, but Alex still has a chance to get 2 once he goes through Chapel for himself. These players did get the Wolf early on, so they're not going to have to worry about doing the front slide tech to get to Akmadon if they want to do this check, which it looks like both players are on their way to do right now. Interesting.
Yeah. They might end up getting there around the same time.
Yeah.
Coming from opposite directions.
Yeah, the only difference is just I think Eldritch probably has more levels under his belt. I mean, his health is higher, so that wouldn't surprise me. I think he's done more item checks. He's killed more enemies, but I mean, if the item checks you do don't lead to anything useful, really, they don't really matter.
Yeah, and since they found the Vorpal so early and now Eldritch has it too, not many things are going to improve your equipment very much. You're kind of just looking for like library cards or something like that.
Yeah, library cards, maybe mana prisms, but even in this preset, mana prisms sometimes just don't matter because there's so many ways to mitigate the MP cost of movement. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Very quick fight. Akmadon, not known for having a ton of HP, but you still got to be somewhat careful. You know, you don't want to get poisoned here. You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't want to get close to him. He is a grappler, but
yeah,
the Vorpal
exactly.
makes it very easy to stay away from him.
Yeah, I mean, he just wants a hug, you know? He's been cooped up in that sarcophagus for so long. But yeah, I mean, these players are basically even at this point, which is, considering we're 12 minutes in, I think every other race up to this point has been very much known for early route divergences and, like, neither player doing close to the same thing for the majority of the time. So
Now, this is interesting. Where is Eld going?
Oh, maybe he didn't get the warp. Or maybe his thought process is he wants to stay in second castle. So his idea is I'll do a loop around this way, do a couple of checks, and now I'm going to go towards like maybe Creature or Caverns even. It's a very unorthodox route if that's his decision. Or maybe he really just wants to do the item checks. He doesn't want to leave these behind in case it's like a library card or something. But he is getting to the warp now, so, I mean, he shouldn't
He definitely went to the left to do the item checks when he was up here before, but
I guess he
didn't
never
see him get the warp specifically, so I guess he never came this way.
So, and with that, I think Alex is now in the lead. Because, I mean...
Yeah, definely. Especially for this preset, because you do want to make it back to first castle as soon as possible, usually, in this preset.
Yeah, because all of the progression does exist in the first castle, because the way that the seed is calculated, the solution is you find holy glasses and then like the seed is winnable, which means holy glasses is the final step, which means that you should be able to find everything that you need up to that point in the first castle. So you're going to find progress there. The only plus side to staying in second castle is you can maybe snipe some like duplicate relics early, but generally speaking, that doesn't seem to be like a winning strategy from my experience. Like sometimes you can get lucky and be like, oh, I found the extra copy of Bat lying around, and that helps, or an extra relic or something like that. Like the Ring of Vlad here is helpful. We do need to get 6 Vlad relics in order to open the fight with Shaft and Dracula, but you know, there's 8 total Vlads, so the odds that that one is the one that you absolutely need is, you know, sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, the dominant strategy is definitely going to be, in most occasions, going to the first castle as soon as possible. Either, you know, just making your way there, doing the bosses on the way, or early library cards can be very effective in this preset, because you can always do all the progression in first castle, and once you're confident that you have enough Vlads that you can just go to second castle, you can just play it like a normal randomizer seed at that point. You just go second castle and find the rest of what you need.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And yeah, I think Alex is making the right call here. You're right next to Darkwing Bat. It could be a Vlad relic, it could be a duplicate important relic, and you got double Vorpal. It should be a quick fight. Plus, there's the checks off to the left. I know a lot of people really prioritize doing those pillar checks, and Alex is going to do that as well. At least one.
No, he does the one.
Okay. You know what? That's fair. That's like, I actually kind of respect that more than going all the way through the hallway and doing all three. But just
I like to check them because of the higher consumable chance, because library cards make such a huge difference. If you haven't found one yet, I mean, you're taking like 10 seconds to go over there and for a potentially very big return of whatever a library card may get you later in the seed.
Yeah, it's not like a terrible decision either way, but I kind of err on the side of doing the least amount of item checks as possible as soon as I'm comfortable with, even when it comes to like, oh yeah, technically I can find a library card, technically I can find a mana prism or duplicator, but like in my mind the odds are so low that even something like that's 5 seconds out of the way, oftentimes I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm not going to do that item check.
Yeah, and it's definitely weighed more in your favor there in our current rule set with the guaranteed drops, because you're going to be finding so many items from enemies.
Yeah, that does help a lot.
Items on the ground are a little bit devalued in terms of your, the efficiency of your time going to get them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for those that are wondering in chat right now, the win condition for this randomizer is getting Holy Glasses and finding 6 out of the 8 Vlad relics. There are additional Vlad relics added to the randomizer. That is one of the gimmicks of Recycler, as well as duplicates of important relics. Things like a Form of Mist and Gravity Boots all have multiples. And speaking of, I guess Mist didn't matter because they had Wolf already, but they do have Out of Logic Flight with that the Gravity Boots that they found, which is very nice. So starting with like Flight as soon as you get to the first castle is one of those things that helps a lot with second castle starts. So. And Silver Ring found as well for Alex. Yeah, Alex is doing very, very well, I feel like, at this point. Has done a lot of the checks necessary. Has been pretty efficient overall with movement. Hasn't like gone out of his way to do a bunch of extra stuff that isn't necessary. And Brain of Vlad found as well. Nice.
Remind me what that one does, if you know.
That's the one that... it's one of the ones that does something with spells. I don't think it's the spell damage. I think it's the one... Is it the Mojo Mail? Is that spell damage? I think it is spell damage, actually. Yes, because that makes sense. It's supposed to increase your intelligence, right? And then the Tongue is the one that reduces NP costs for spells. One of them is spell damage, the other one is reducing MP costs. I forget which is which.
Yeah.
And then Ear is the one that is the double talisman plus luck thing.
Yeah, I can never keep that straight in my head.
I know it is weird because 2 of them impact spells, but in like different ways. So it's kind of hard to keep which one does what straight. But the other one is easier to remember for me, at least. Brain is MP cost and spell damage is Tongue. Okay. Okay.
I'll try to actually remember that.
Think of it this way. If you have the Tongue, you say the spell louder, which means more damage? I don't know. That's the best I can come up with for like a mnemonic device type thing. Sharp Tongue, more damage. There you go. That's actually easier to maybe remember. I know there's theming behind it, but, whatever. We're doing our best out here. Speaking of doing your best, Alex, honestly, doing a fantastic job with routing, I want to say. I think prioritizing, since he has missed, prioritizing getting to the library soon is pretty strong. Plus, you kind of need to do Fire of Bat at some point anyways, so getting this out of the way is nice. kind of like it.
Yeah, I think this route makes sense considering finding Mist this early.
Yeah.
Because you'll get to pretty much just eliminate everything in the library and never have to come back unless for routing purposes later, like leaving with a library card of a location. But other than that, you won't have to come back at all.
Yes, and not only that, Mist was found in a flight locked location, so the intended form of flight for the seed can't be Mist Power of Mist, and it can't be, well, it could be Leapstone Gravity Boots.
It can still be Mist and Power of Mist.
Oh yeah, because it could be a duplicate Mist. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Never mind. Either way, it was flight locked, so it's more than likely that that's the only copy of Mist that's in Logic. It'd be very strange if it wasn't, but either way.
Yeah, it would definitely be very strange, but possible.
Strange but possible. So, I mean, in my mind, the most likely scenario is that Mist is flight locked, and then going to the library unlocks the next step, which is probably going to be something like Jewel of Open, or it could just be Gravity Boot, or not Gravity Boots, but Glasses. That's another option as well.
Ooh, second Wolf.
That's very nice to find. Yeah. So once you find both copies of Wolf, you get the Lycanthrope movement and MP costs for Wolf movement, which is very, very nice. Lycanthrope is definitely a fan favorite, so adding those movement options to the game is nice. And, well, that's Power of Mist. Hold on.
Yeah, there it is.
Well, that's also kind of flight locked. It's at least Gravity Boots locked, that location.
Yeah, but we don't know where Gravity Boots was in First Castle for them, if it even is at all.
Exactly, yeah. Brain reduces Wolf charge costs as well. Oh, that is true, yeah. So it's like doubly reduced almost.
Yeah.
Oh no! Buy the fairy scroll. Oh no! Please! Oh no! He doesn't know. This happened to me too in a race. The fairy scroll is a relic.
Also happened to me. The name doesn't change.
The sprite is on the table. You have to look at the sprite on the table. Oh, he's buying mana prisms. Oh no! And Eldritch is definitely going to notice that. Oh.
Wait, so which one even is fairy scroll? I didn't see the
That's the Tongue of Vlad. It's the Tongue of Vlad.
Oh, fairy scroll. Yes.
Okay. So that's a Vlad relic that he didn't buy because of it's a very silly thing that exists in this preset. But it is what it is. I've made that mistake before. I've definitely made that mistake before.
I've made that mistake with I think it was Ghost Card being missed.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
And it was in the library, and I could have just gone to Soul of Bad immediately, but I didn't realize it was there and didn't buy it.
So in
I had to find
Recycler,
the other copy of Mist.
In Recycler, my modus operandi is just buy the relic no matter what it is. Just don't even think about it. Just buy it. It's literally free.
I've started doing that in every preset. Honestly, it's just if there's anything in because you don't even get stopped for it anymore. It's with antifreeze turned on.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not like it's losing you time for buying it. So yeah, and Eldritch is taking the same route and is not even very far behind. Just needs to start entering the library here, but that additional Vlad relic is going to matter. That is definitely going to matter. Y'all didn't play enough Aperture because it would have prepared you for the situation, says Crazy. Aperture was, it definitely was one of the presets of all time, for sure.
I love how often we get to use full wolf movement in the tournament presets we've got going on.
That is true, yeah.
Three of the presets, it comes up very often because one, you start with it. This preset, if you find two, you immediately get it. And then in Chimera, you find
any
wolf and you get it.
Yeah, well, there's only one copy of wolf, but still, yeah. I couldn't just throw another Lycanthrope tournament, but deep down inside, I just wanted to.
I mean, the wolf movement is sick.
It is also, like, pretty specific to Crystogram, nice. Pretty specific to Randomizer because like you don't really use the wolf movement that much in the vanilla game. In like vanilla speedruns, it doesn't come up very often. And the places it does come up, it's not usually the most optimal thing.
The fancy stuff.
Yeah, because you have to go quite a ways out of your way to get all the wolf relics. Yep. And that is Fairy Scroll for Eldritch. So he is up one Vlad relic because of that. It might matter, it might not. There are many a seed that have come up where just by playing the seed normally, you end up with 7 Vlads. So if that is the case for Alex, because I feel like the play pattern, it's pretty often that you find Glasses last and you have either 1 or 0 Vlad relics remaining at that point. So who knows?
Yeah, it could definitely end up not mattering a whole lot. But if there's many of Vlad Relic in the second castle on the left side, it could be an issue.
Yeah, that very much could be an issue. But we'll see. There's also a chance that like the route divergences haven't really happened yet. Both players are basically picking the same route. Alex is just slightly ahead. But route divergences could come up later, especially if there's an option to like find Jewel of Open at this point or something like that. Deciding when to go to the caverns, deciding when to do all rocks, when to do silver ring, that sort of thing. And also, we're going to get some pretty key information here in just a little bit from Alex's side because he opened the Holy Glasses location here, the little clock room down here, which, yeah, it makes sense because they found Gold Ring and Silver Ring was Mist locked, Mist was Flight locked. So this is feeling very much like progression, part of the complexity chain. I'm guessing Jewel of Open, yeah, that makes sense. It had to be like Jewel of Open or... What else could it have been? I guess Merman Statue and Jewel of Open was somewhere else.
Because they did also find Spike Breaker at Gravity Boots. So that is also going to put Silver Ring on the same layer as all of Caverns, pretty much.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. The other thing that they're missing is Bat. They haven't found Bat yet or Echo, so Spike Breaker still is technically like not available in Logic for these players, so that might just be where Holy Glasses is, most likely, after
could be
this. Which
it looks like Alex is going... Well, he could just be grabbing the warp, but I would suspect he's probably going to go through Olrox's quarters and see what's at Silver Ring.
Yeah, it's a little tricky because it's one check that's, blocked by the needing Jewel of Open, but it is also like combined with other checks that could be useful because like this could also give you info on like potential Vlad relics that are just like randomly thrown around the castle. You could find extra copies of like Bat, for example. That's another thing because Bat doesn't necessarily have to be part of the complexity chain. It might not be part of the progression that's expected of you. It could be Echo of Bat is the thing that then leads to opening up the getting access to Spike Breaker location. But we'll see.
Honestly, I kind of forgot we're not even playing an all bosses preset, so I definitely would have just gone down here. Did he not even go in the warp room?
I don't think he did, no, but he's going to backtrack, I think, to caverns afterwards, so he's going to get the warp on the way out. That's a old school like OG routing decision where you delay grabbing it because the only reason you need that warp is for coming back to get to the caverns later or coming back to do Holy Glasses later, and Alex already has done Holy Glasses, so actually skipping the warp right now makes sense. Yeah. This came up a lot in OG seeds back in the day where you would be like on your way to fight like on your way to Silver Ring or something like that, and you're like, well, or no.
It would see what happened on Eldritch's screen.
He's done that before. I've seen that before, yeah. I think that happened in the last race he was in, where he untransformed from Wolf on top of the pedestal, and it, like, delayed grabbing the relic.
So weird.
Yeah. Alrighty. Oh, he wanted to go back down.
He wanted to...
Oh, it happens. And back up again. Hey, this is all the time Alex needs to catch up from the fact that he did not buy that Vlad relic. You know, there is a world where Alex still gets that relic if, let's say, library cards are found, and then he uses a library card, and he thinks to himself, oh, I'll buy more mana prisms, and then he accidentally double-clicks on the buy screen and then buys the relic.
Or just like sees the sprite.
Or maybe his eyes open and he says, "Oh yeah, there's a Vlad relic there." It's an RNG manip, don't worry. Yeah, true. Yeah, the elevator RNG trick.
Eldritch doing these item checks still.
I mean, it makes sense. You still haven't found a library card, so there is kind of this thought process where it's like, well, there's X number of library cards that are supposed to be available in the game. I don't know what that exact number is. I think it's probably like close to like 8 or something like that. And you've done all of these checks and you still haven't found one. So you're probably thinking to yourself, like, okay, so now it means every check is more likely to be a library card? I don't know.
Yeah, Eld went to the warp first and is now going back the other direction. So I think he is going to see what's in Coliseum and go down to Caverns. Because it does make sense in this scenario, given that Silver Ring is on the same layer as the rest of Caverns. So it's pretty likely that what you need is going to be down in Caverns. And you could skip directly to Spikebreaker since you have Spikebreaker in your inventory.
Yeah, Alex got baited. Was it literally nothing? I didn't see what the relic was.
I think it was actually nothing, yeah.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. So this means, Eldritch is probably on his way to the Caverns right now. And this also opens up the ability to just skip entirely.
Yo, are we going down the chapel stairs to get to the Alchemy Lab? Let's go.
Wait, actually, this route's not even that bad because neither player has done Alchemy Lab yet, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Alchemy Lab and the entrance check as well, like the Cube of Zoe check. This could be big. This is the type of route divergence you like to see.
I always love anything that results in you going down the chapel stairs because that means
if you have
you're
wolf
doing
movement,
some innovative stuff.
I think it's fine, especially with the wolf movement. I feel like this tournament in particular, we've seen more of it happening because second castle start means you're more likely to delay that the entrance checks and the alchemy lab checks, which can open up opportunities like this. So I think Alex is in a decent spot here, and he finds the second copy of Form of Mist. This is going to make his Mist transformations free. That is what one of the things that makes Recycler nice overall is the reliance on MP for movement gets pretty discounted generally. And yeah, Alex knows that you can mist through the elevator down there and quickly make his way down towards the Skill of Wolf location. Meanwhile, Eldritch is in the caverns about to fight Succubus. So we'll see which route ends up paying off more here. And another Vlad relic, Tooth of Vlad. If Eldritch decides to skip Alchemy Lab, that could, or delay it long enough where Alex just has all the information he needs and all the Vlads he needs. Who knows?
Yeah. Eld picked up a Ring of Ares, so he's doing big damage if he decides to put that on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I think I understand Alex's decision. Oh, but he never grabbed the warp.
Yeah, he didn't get the warp, so he's gonna... Oh, another Vlad relic in the entrance area.
Because I just realized, I thought, if Alex uses this warp to go to Allrox's quarters, that's huge. Yeah, but instead...
He's going through Forbidden Route.
Okay. Well, that's still... You know what? The Chapel Stairs plus Forbidden Route combo, Alex is, if anything, creative. This is a very creative route. It's actually not even that bad.
The door to the entrance warp isn't even open, right? Because he hasn't been there?
Oh, that is true. Yeah.
Is the door there in this preset?
Yes,
I think
it should be. Yeah, it should be. So yeah, never mind. That wouldn't have worked out either way. So no, Alex planned on using Forbidden Route this entire time. And I mean, it's there. It's in the Marble Gallery. It's not that far.
I mean, with the wolf movement, pretty quick.
Wolf movement and like discounted MP costs like across the board. Not bad. Not bad at all.
He gets to do Spirit Orb too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah, that too. He gets to do Spirit Orb. Hold on, this route's actually cooking. And it's
bad.
Oh, wow. Wait a minute. Alex is cooking with this route. Yeah. If it wasn't for the fact that he's missing the Echo of Bat is Jewel of Open locked, but Spikebreaker is also just Jewel of Open locked generally speaking. So that means Spikebreaker isn't necessarily higher complexity level because of that. Maybe, I don't know.
It's going to be one higher.
Oh, it is one higher
than the rest of Caverns.
You're right. Yeah, if Alex had the free Vlad from the library, this would be like complete cookage across the board. Like, it'd be very difficult.
Because he'd be at 5? Yeah.
No, he has... Doesn't he have he has brain and...
He just has brain.
Oh, no, he doesn't have ear. That's the... Yeah. That's the... That's the one.
Spirit Orb.
Either way, yeah, 5 Vlad relics is, would be very nice. Still more Vlad relics than Eldritch has.
Yeah. Eld is going to have to come back to entrance at some point and go through Alchemy Lab to get those Vlads.
Yep.
Which he will probably end up doing that. I don't see him skipping entrance.
Yeah, unless he gets glasses early enough and he's like, well, I have, let's say 4 Vlads. And those are the 2 that he needs to finish the game. He might think to himself, well, I'll probably find 2 somewhere in the second castle. That is a possibility.
That is a possibility. You find enough down here to give you the, the stats decision of maybe I'll just find everything I need, but
because this preset is pretty aggressive. I feel like a lot of players play it very aggressive, where they just kind of like barrel through complexity to find glasses as early as possible. Then they check, okay, I have this many Vlad relics in my inventory. I'm gonna do these extra checks, and if they don't work out, then I'm just gonna go to second castle and hope to find the rest there.
Yeah, and you can kind of put the odds in your you can guarantee that you're not skipping anything important by at least making sure you only leave behind like 2 checks.
Yes.
Or in situations where you know where a relic is but have not grabbed it yet due to counting complexity, you can leave behind even more.
Yes.
And guarantee that at least you'll find enough by doing everything in second castle, even if you are leaving behind, since you only need the 6 of it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I think both players are probably feeling pretty okay with their movement and routing decisions, because
going through Olrox's quarters and not really getting anything does kind of sting a little bit. But
then being rewarded
the route
I was gonna say, being rewarded with at least the Vlad relics helps you feel a little bit at ease, where it's like, okay, like this route means that I got these Vlad relics relatively early. And yeah, there's Echo. That should point these players towards Spikebreaker. And generally speaking, I don't know, just if you have access to Spikebreaker, just check it. Unless you've somehow figured out the complexity chain to know that it can't be important. But in this case, I'm pretty sure it's guaranteed.
Well, they found Merman on the same layer, but I don't think we've checked the holy symbol location. So it could still be there instead.
Wait, where was Merman?
It was somewhere in Caverns. I'm pretty sure Eld found its demon card, perhaps?
Demon card? Okay. Well, then in that case, yeah, that does complicate things. And Alex is skipping Merman statue. I think that's probably fair here, especially if you think the glasses are likely to end up being at Holy Symbol. But they're just at Spikebreaker. So now this is where Eldritch is probably thinking to himself, oh god, oh geez, I just need to find Vlads now, and they can be literally anywhere. So this is where things get pretty stressful.
Yeah, and I think Alex is doing that thing that we were talking about just a little bit ago, where he can skip Merman statue pretty confidently because he's done everything else in the castle, and he's going to end up doing everything down here.
Yes.
So he can go to second castle in confidence that he's at least not leaving behind enough Vlads to make him unable to finish.
After grabbing that mermaid statue, he stood still for a second. I think Alex was trying to do the math in his head, okay, so this is the same layer as Echo, so it's kind of a 50-50 between going Spikebreaker and going towards Holy Symbol, but at least, Grand Floon is down here, which is another relic check, so maybe he was thinking to himself, I'll just do this, and if I don't find Holy Glasses, I'm going to come back up anyways, and maybe that would be the point to do Mermaid the Mermaid statue location.
Yeah, you could maybe decide to do it then.
And I imagine, Eldritch is, tough decision. And I think he is going, Oh, and he second-guessed himself. Instead, you know what? It's 2 checks, but, they're not guaranteed to be anything. So, just at this point, your decision-making should be, I just need to do the most amount of checks as quickly as possible. And I think there is more density found by warping a castle entrance, which is probably what he's going to do. Oh, outer wall. What's that outer wall for him? Nope.
I think he just left the warp on. I think he brain farted for a moment on what he was doing.
Yeah. Oh, and now he's going to do all rocks into Silver Ring, and then maybe he's thinking to himself that he's going to loop that into Castle Keep, and then just go second castle. Maybe with only 3 Vlads, that's a little ambitious. I guess he's delaying the decision. He's going to just do all rocks into Silver Ring because the density there is pretty decent. It's 3 checks in a matter of 2 minutes or something like that.
And you'll always end up in a position where you'll have the option to go back for the checks he skipped so far, at least the ones in Entrance and Alchemy Lab.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess he's kind of hoping that he'll find Vlad's here so that he can go to second castle earlier and skip some checks.
It might also just be as simple as the warp cycle stopped at Alrox's quarters and he hasn't done these checks yet. And he's like, well, I got to do checks, so I'm just going to do these ones. That's something that happens to me too, where it's kind of a 50-50, I just need to do something, and it's like, well, this is closer because the warp cycles, so I'll just do it. And Alex, I think, skips Granfaloon, yeah, because he didn't pick up Leapstone here. And honestly, that is going to help him out in a decent amount, because Leapstone is by no means mandatory.
Yeah, it does kind of suck not having it, because you see he's got to do some awkward, transformations and stuff to get back up here, but it will overall in the rest of the seed save him time.
Yeah. So now he has to make the decision of what checks he has left to do and what he's going to do. I think this makes sense for him because he only has a couple of checks left, and there's 2 left here in the caverns. He's done everything else. So, and he only has 4 Vlads. So the odds of finding 2 more in second castle is maybe a little sketchy. Maybe he wants to do a couple more checks before feeling comfortable going back to second castle.
Yeah, it's probably the mentality of only skip like 2, so that you know that you can at least get all the Vlads you need in second castle.
Sadly, though, he's skipping more than 2, regardless, if he does that.
True.
Yeah. He's saving the game here. Is this a save split? This save split actually is pretty strong, now that I think about it, because he can do the checks at Mermaid Statue and Holy Symbol, and then reset there, and then go to the Mines Warp. That's pretty smart.
Get
I like
back
that.
to the warp a little quicker.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Alex's routing. Literally, the only mistake he's made so far was the not reading the fairy scroll. Yeah. So, yeah, overall, Alex, I think, has been killing it.
He did get off to a slower start at the very beginning with the boss fight and was able to make up that time. So Alex's play here is very impressive.
Yes, I agree. And Eldritch now is going towards Castle Keep. Okay. Maybe he's thinking to himself he's just going to go to the warp and use that. Ooh, it's a secondary soul of bat. I mean, it gives you free bat movement, but I wouldn't be like so, what's it called? Attached to it. Because Alex bought a bunch of mana prisms. Like, who cares?
And you don't have very long left anyway.
Yes. Yeah, the free wing smashing is not going to really save that much time in the grand scheme of things. And Eldritch is...
Oh, is he just going?
He's just going. Ooh, I mean, like I said, this preset is kind of scary sometimes. Once you find Holy Glasses, it really becomes a mad dash of just find Vlad relics. And
but with just
3? And leaving a lot left on the table. That is scary.
He left...
That's very ballsy, yeah.
3, 4, 5? He left 5. Checks.
Yeah. Yeah, 5 checks, and as we know, at least 2 of them are Vlad's. So
yeah,
it could even be a third one here too.
Yeah,
and I think if this is Vlad, then Eldritch can't. Wait, from our knowledge, do we know if Eldritch can even find 3 Vlads in the second castle at this point? Because the only missing ones are Heart and Eye, I think. Oh, and Heart, Eye, and
the ear.
Yeah. So theoretically, Eldritch could find all 3.
Yeah. If it's not here where Alex is, then they are all in second castle.
Yes. So that actually is
a
very
random
scary.
one being behind Merman Statue in this situation where it's shared with Echo.
Oh, that would be ridiculous.
It's so mean.
And it's not. Okay.
So there are going to be 3 Vlads lined up in the left side of the second castle.
Ooh, that's pretty brutal. I mean, Alex is ahead on number of Vlads, but Eldritch has 3, Alex has 4. Eldritch is first into the second castle to find the remaining Vlads. Oh wow, this is really interesting.
Yeah, it's gonna depend on their location within second castle, I think. Because like if you end up having to go all the way to Galamoth here, Alex might just get to second castle and have enough Vlads before you can finish.
Yeah, it really does depend, because they've already done everything on the right side, right? They did everything on the right side.
Yeah, they didn't leave anything.
I guess also creature is a possible problem.
Yeah, I would assume Eldritch is going to go over to creature, but who knows? Maybe he'll just go straight up. He's going straight up. Okay, unless he's doing the save split, which I mean,
I think that's fair in this scenario. I think you would do the save split. Also, it's important to note that Alex also has Soul of Bat, and Eldritch is not going to be finding Soul of Bat because both were in the first castle, and he missed both of them. And like, you don't need Soul of Bat for second castle movement, especially with all the wolf movement and whatnot. But it helps a lot.
For left side, Bat's pretty effective
Yes.
comparatively to Wolf, because you can Wolf charge through like some of the areas. Like if you're going down the Marble Gallery hallway, it's pretty good. And if you're going through this area with the Rock Knights and the Blue Venus Weeds, it's pretty good. And then on your way to Galamoth, it's going to be pretty good. But other than that, it's pretty tough to use the Wolf effectively anywhere here. Even going to Force of Echo, it's way less effective than Bat.
And Alex is going to go through to Creature here. Interesting. I don't think this is necessarily bad, but it's like a 2-minute check. Like to go from Clock Tower to Creature takes about 2 minutes. So, and this could be very problematic if Eldritch finds Vlad Relic into Vlad Relic into Vlad Relic like right here.
Yeah, if Creature just doesn't have anything and then they're all up here, Eld's got a big head start.
Yeah. Pretty wild route divergence, and seeing it all kind of come down to Creature in a weird way. Oh, there's a Vlad. Eldritch only needs 2 more. And that is a Vlad that Alex will find not too far from now, probably like 5 minutes from now. So Eldritch needs to not find 2 Vlad relics in the next like 5 minutes.
Yeah, the flip side is that if Creature does have any of the Vlads,
I think Alex
is
wins.
in a great position, because he's gonna have the second one as soon as he kills Doppelganger.
Yeah, I mean the math doesn't look great for Alex in that regard, because it is just a 1 in 4 right now, or I guess a 2 in 4 actually.
Yeah.
Oh, so never mind. 50-50. Just win the coin flip. You're fine. Oh God.
Okay, well there's another one there. So.
Oh, dude, this is what I thought Alex would do, is take the route that Eldritch is doing, because he has more Vlads, that he can more confidently skip Creature, but instead doesn't want to leave anything behind.
Yeah, especially having the Aurochs Warp available. It definitely makes sense to...
So now it's only a 33% chance that there's even a Vlad here. Oh, God.
There is! Oh, my goodness.
And
so it's going to depend on if Eldritch... I mean, he's obviously going to continue going up, so yeah. Alex is going to get to the Vlads before he can do Death and Galamoth.
That's ridiculous. The odds that Creature had the Vlad there was pretty low, but, sometimes you just need to get lucky. And Alex didn't even need that Vlad. He technically could have just gotten the 2 that Eldritch just got and still been fine. And also there's a world where Eldritch decides to stay in the first castle just a little bit longer.
There's also the world where Alex, he looks at his screen when he's in the shop and he would already have enough Vlads.
Yeah, he'd be in go mode right now. But wow, what a race.
Don't die.
Oh,
Don't die.
Win condition unlocked.
Oh my God.
You know what? Nothing fills my heart more with joy than seeing Alex say, you know what? Mist is safe. I'm going to stay in Mist form.
Oh, yeah.
Even when panicking, sometimes people forget. When you're panicking and you're like, oh, God, the freaking skeleton blast is going to kill me here.
Dude, when you got the power of Mist, bro, you're invincible, bro. Just press the button.
Yes. Yeah, nothing is slower than dying is... One of the we've seen it many times. Dying is very slow in this tournament. We've seen it, and this is Symphony of the Night is not a baby game that gives you auto saves and checkpoints.
They do have a Medusa shield. Does he remember?
Ooh, I think
looks like he does.
That's why he is going through his inventory. Oh, he finds it. Dang, Alex is killing it. Because I would have forgotten by now. I feel like they picked that up at the very start of this. That was 50 minutes ago almost.
Yeah, they had it at the start of the game.
My brain would not remember that much, especially under this much stress when you just need one more Vlad relic and you're just praying that you're going to find one soon. My brain wouldn't have remembered. I would have said, Chrysochrom's good enough, whatever. Just go. And that should be go mode, right? I think I'm not miscounting here. That's 4 plus ear and brain. Yeah. So, meanwhile, Eldritch is warping. Wait, huh? Did he fight? He didn't fight Galamoth. He killed Death, and then he's warping here.
Are we missing something? Did he
Did he miscount?
Yes, he definitely has 5.
Yeah. Did he miscount?
He might have.
He's gonna get to the center clock room and be like, "Randomizer broke. Hello, who made this garbage?"
Unless this was his way of getting
to Creature.
I don't. That would seem like a weird path to take.
Yeah. We'll see what he does right here. Oh, He is going to creature. This was his idea to get to creature? At that point, I think the save split in the caverns would have been better. Before going to Death Galmoth. But I guess in his mind, he's trying to... Is he like Monty Hall probleming himself right now or something?
It might be like if Alex went to creature and he's got the Vlad, then he just wins. But like that already happened. Like
yeah, exactly.
I don't think you would be saving it by going back to creature at this point. I think you just have to play to your out of Yalamoth having the Vlad at that point.
And I feel like when the routes are this open, it's like very hard to like try and outplay your opponent's routing decisions because you don't know when they're going back to the second castle. You don't know how much of the second castle they even did at the start of the game. So like
it is tough,
yeah,
and that is like a kind of a issue for Eldritch in these like second castle start seeds where like the routes are so unpredictable because he really likes playing the player.
Yeah, I do think playing the player is a little bit harder with second castle starts generally, but you know, just you could also play the game.
Yeah,
and like. I don't know, if your plan was I want to check creature at some point, I don't want to leave it behind. I think the save split idea where you save at, even if your plan is to still go all the way to Galamoth, you save at death before going to death in the caverns, and then you just do a massive save split, undo all that progress, and then go down here.
Yeah, I mean, you could even save after Doppelganger and Force of Echo.
That's what I was thinking.
Go to death. Yeah. And kill death and make another save after you have killed death and then save split to your previous one. And then you also can come back for Galamoth if creature isn't.
That's very true, yeah. Just multiple save tech. And honestly, all things considered, this race was still very close. I mean, Eldritch is just now in go mode and like like 4 rooms away. Granted, one of those rooms is very long, but still.
Yeah. Still pretty close, and that's GG.
That is GG's. Very close race. Very, very close race. Yeah, I think we were correct in assuming that we were going to see much more interesting and competitive races today between these two players. But yeah, GG's. I mean, it's close enough. We'll just let Eldritch finish this one out.
But is he turned off his power, or is he just?
Oh yeah, I think he turned off Power of Wolf so that way he can do the just Wolf run through here. I mean, you could just do the Skill of Wolf dash jump thing. It's not too terrible. And then this direction, if you're not able to do the dash jump, you just dash over and over again and it like automatically bonks you up onto the ledge because Symphony of the Night is a game with very silly collision. Where on the right side of those pillars it doesn't bonk you, but on the left side it does.
I occasionally try to do that strategy, but with power turned on, and it's so hard.
Yeah, there's like a old clip of like Talik doing it, where he's like perfectly keeping his the trails following behind him, where he's invincible and doing damage, but he's not going so fast that he jumps on the slopes and then like bonks into the ceiling. It's like
you got to air brake on every jump,
but you can't air brake too much, or else you lose the invincibility.
Yeah.
So it's he forgot to put Power of Wolf on.
He forgot he turned off power. Oh, Jesus.
He put it back on. He knows that he has missed Power of Mist, hopefully. Dude, if that killed, that would have sucked. Elixir? I hardly know her.
Power of Mist.
He doesn't care. You don't need it. Dude, that was clutch as hell.
Go off.
That was clutch as hell. He didn't need to do all that, but it was clutch. I feel like a lot of players die in that scenario. Especially if they forgot that they had Mist and Power of Mist. So, you know, that if anything is a moral victory, a consolation prize. Because like I'd be completely demoralized at that point if I died too on top of everything. Like I lost the race, you know. It was
you lose the race and then you're like, all right, let me finish it out, and then you run to a guardian and die like that.
That would be a mental break for sure for me. I would be crashing out. But no, that very, very strong performance.
He did what everybody tells you to do when you get scared. Pause the game.
Yeah, pause the game. Or press the Mist button.
Miss Power of Mist. He didn't remember that part, but he did pause the game.
Yeah.
And, you know, press the elixir, thought about it for a moment.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Yeah, this was a fun seed to watch for sure. And honestly, a 50-minute recycler is not a super quick one. I mean, we've seen them as low as like 30 minutes, so...
Yeah, Bat was kind of hidden away in this seed. for a little while, especially with the route they decided to take. That neither of them decided to go back to entrance very quickly. So
I mean, Eldritch
that was pretty late.
Flat out just skipped it entirely.
Yeah, but Eldritch doesn't have it at all.
Yep. Yeah, he never did Alchemy Lab, never did entrance, but yeah, still pretty fast one. Am I crazy? 67 damage is kind of low, I feel like. With Ares on?
I don't know if he has the Ares on. I mean, he did take 70 damage, so like
that's still pretty decent.
The Ares.
Yeah. All right, we'll hop back up there and check in on these players.
Open within like 5 minutes of being in first castle. I was just in there. I was like, oh, okay. I know where I need to go and I know where I need not go.
Right.
Yo, GG's.
GG's.
That was a very fun one to watch. You guys had a very similar route at the start, and then you diverged. Probably after Holy Glasses, I want to say, was where the divergence, like going to the Holy Glasses check. Alex ended up going all the way to Silver Ring, and then Eldritch did. I think you just grabbed the warp and then turned around to go straight into the caverns.
Yeah, I knew that Silver Ring was going to be garbage. So I just immediately said, okay, I know what is at Silver Ring. It's useless. I'm gonna go straight into to Catacombs and go for the next high level check.
Alex's route was pretty sweet though, because I was looking at it going like, where is he going? But he went all the way to Silver Ring and then went through the chapel stairs to get to Alchemy Lab, did the Alchemy Lab checks, went to entrance, and then went through Forbidden Route to get to Caverns. It was very cool. I don't think I've ever seen anyone take that route to get to Caverns before from that scenario.
I mean, Chapel Stairs is an underrated route.
If you haven't been to Alchemy Lab,
when if you have a fast way to move horizontally, like, I mean, we had full lycanthrope, so I was just able to zoom down the stairs.
Oh, and one last thing that I will mention, Alex, is I will say in Recycler, you definitely want to buy the relic in the shop no matter what it is. Because it said Fairy Scroll, but the sprite was
I forgot.
Yeah. So you were down a Vlad relic for a while there, and but your route through routing back into entrance, there was 2 Vlads available that way, so that ended up helping you stay like even on Vlad relics, and then it really just came down to creature having the Vlad, because Eldritch skipped creature initially, and if Eldritch ended up finding those Vlads just in the because they were in there was 2 that Eldritch ended up finding in Second Castle at behind Doppelganger and Force of Echo. If there was another one at Death, or I mean, you ended up not doing Galamoth. But speaking of, why not go to Galamoth?
I didn't want to waste the time, and creature was a faster check.
Okay. I think it's pretty debatable which one ends up being faster at that point, because you had to go the route you ended up taking just felt maybe it was a little bit slower, but I actually don't know the timing on that. But regardless,
think about it this way: how long does it take to get from Galamoth to the center of the castle?
Oh, that too. Yeah, I guess you're keeping that time in, because if it's not at creature anyways, you're probably losing anyways, is kind of the thought process. So that makes sense. But yeah, overall, very fun race to watch. Very close one. But it's not done yet. It is best 2 out of 3. So we got Alex. You do get a ban here, so you can ban any of the 5 presets.
Let's ban Rampage.
Sure thing. So we got Chimera, Cornivus, Nimble Light, and Recycler available for you, Eldritch.
I'm gonna go Nimble Light.
Sure thing. Let's do it.
This is to make up for not getting
I'm going from no bat movement to all bat movement. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, you never finding the bat also kind of mattered too, but yeah. Let's boot it up. So we are back with race number 2. Alex is up 1-0 in the set, and we're seeing Nimble Light here between these 2 players. Should be a good time. How are you feeling about Nimble Light? I think I might have already asked you this before, but
I love Nimble Light.
Yeah.
It's so fun. Getting to do all the movement, but still having to worry about like your gear as a library card off of the start. They just spawn in a library card.
That's actually awesome. Really funny. Oh, but they're right next. This is the spawn that I always debate. Is it even worth fighting Galamoth at this point? Because you don't have to fight him here. But yeah, I think as long as you can kill Galamoth in like think under 3 minutes, it ends up being faster because the amount of time.
But they have jewel knuckles.
Oh, yeah, actually, hold on. That's a decision.
I mean, you can still do it. You just gotta,
you have to be very precise with your positioning, and it's going to take a long ass time. I think it might just be slower. I think it might just be the vibe to just the library card. Maybe it's worth staying in the second castle to do some of the second castle bosses, but I would consider library carding. And Alex is going to go for it.
He's going in. Let's go. They're both going in.
Holy. Oh, Alex gets it. Yeah, that's, you got to stand at the very edge here. Oh, Eldritch unlucky, but he did save.
Well,
he saved.
He did save.
It's a little bit of time lost, but
if I know Eldritch, he's going for it until he gets it, because Eldritch is very outspoken. As if he's near Galamoth, he's gonna fight Galamoth for the levels. So
honestly, I think it's up in the air whether it ends up mattering that much. But if both players commit to it, it's not that big of a deal. As far as outplaying the other here, because this is one of those scenarios where you do get to think about outplaying the player maybe just a little bit, which is, are they going to do Galamoth? Because I mean, you're right here, and it's also spawning next to the library card also makes things very interesting. Speaking of, I think it's funny because I think Alex's file name was Card Please, because I think he wanted a library card early, and he got his wish. This might just be Alex's day here. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. You want to tell me what you had for breakfast or something? We're gonna be here for a while.
Yeah, this is a stressful fight. Having to sit here and time every punch and being in this precise location. You can't touch anything on accident. He summons the demon mid-fight, brother.
I don't even know if he's gonna get over there and help, because sometimes Demon's AI just kind of turns off. He's just like, I'm just gonna watch, and maybe he just wants a hype man. He wants the support.
Yeah, he's there for the moral support.
Yeah, I'm starting to think this fight might take longer than 3 minutes. And if that's the case, it probably would have been faster to just backtrack later. Oh no, Demon's getting involved! Holy, he's probably doing at least 1 damage.
Yeah.
He's probably doing exactly 1 damage, actually. He wants the Demon to level up with him. That's
for sure doing 1 damage.
Oh, man. Yeah, level 1 Demon, not even hitting Galamoth in the head. Because I think Galamoth's body has, was it 30 defense? Or something like? It's some crazy number. So, whatever damage you're doing to Galamoth's body is, minus 30. So. It's 50 plus, really? Because I know the Alucard shield does, I think it's 227 to his body and 253 to his head, I want to say. Something like that. So I always assume that the Alucard shield just was base attack 255, and then the defenses on top of that would kick in. But I could be wrong. I don't know how damage numbers work in this game. I'm gonna be real.
This is such a long fight.
Yeah.
Imagine losing the infinite at any point.
Dude,
now.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I imagine tension is definitely building, because it's a very mindless infinite, but you can't let your brain slip and think about oh god, what am I going to do next, or what am I going to have for lunch later. No, you have to be locked in for this, because all it takes is Galamoth taking 1 step back to lose you 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes of progress here. So yeah, they're chilling. Play any cool video games lately? Oh, never mind. Something happened. Alex killed him.
I bought Neon White last week. That game's really sick.
Dude, it's so fun. Neon White is probably my favorite single player first person type game that I've played in 10 years, since Doom.
I got it last week, and I've entirely 100% done every achievement in the game. It's so good.
Heck yeah. Yeah, I like Neon White a lot. And speaking of Neon White and speedrunning, Alex has free reign here to keep progressing. That death from Eldritch did lose him some time, but it shouldn't lose more than 30 seconds. So
yeah,
but
he should be finishing up pretty quickly here,
unless Alex got really lucky on crits, because that is actually kind of a big deal here. Fist type weapons do have a higher propensity for critting, so it's possible that Alex just got a bunch of crits and killed Galamoth a minute earlier.
But Eldritch is getting all that extra damage from Demon.
Eldritch did also pause, like he opened the menu like twice, so it's possible that
he did open the menu to summon the demon. Yeah. I wonder if the demon made up that time of opening the menu.
Absolutely not. There's 0% chance, but we did see a Maulblung drop from the bats, so they're not going to be struggling for damage here this early on. Ooh, Alex, please be careful.
Killing the cats.
Yeah. Yeah, these witch enemies here, I see a lot of players go out of their way to farm them for their drops, but, you know, at this point, I guess maybe you are looking for a good shield. As soon as you find Maulblung, you think to yourself, like, well, Maulblung is easy to find. I can't miss out on an Alucard shield and, like, let my opponent just bully me. Because it isn't all bosses preset here. You have to kill all the bosses in order to beat the game. So missing out on Maulblung Alucard shield is a big deal. So actually, I do respect doing the extra item checks here.
Yeah, I think it's worth it to at least see what they got. Maybe
especially in
once or twice.
Yeah, in a 1v1 race specifically, I think it probably becomes more valuable because in like an open race, it's like, well, if one person finds Alucard shield, yeah, they get a huge advantage, but like, you know, I'll probably beat somebody. You know, I'm not gonna get last, right, for not doing these item checks, but now it's kind of like you don't want to. One of your major lose conditions is definitely like letting your opponent just out damage you. Because movement is going to be movement at this point. You know, whoever has better movement generally has an advantage in Nimble Light because you start with such powerful movement and you're going to be able to use it throughout the entirety of the seed. But damage also matters a lot too, since you have to kill all the bosses.
Yeah, I mean, they did get one of the big targets out of the way. That was a lot of damage taken by Alex, but he should be fine.
Yeah, he even gets the Soul Steal to get all that health back. Because Death, he hurts, but like it's really only if you touch the scythes. But yeah, that was a pretty clean fight.
The second phase of him is pretty predictable. He's very easy to react to.
Ooh, mermaid statue. Okay, that could possibly smooth over some bait later on, or it could cause them to get baited later on. That is the weird part about mermaid statue, where finding it isn't always a blessing. Sometimes it does curse you into going to a unnecessary location. But I mean, since it dropped from a boss, both players are going to have mermaid statue. So now it's not going to be like, oh, you only did that because you happened to find mermaid statue and your route was different. It's going to be more so that both players now have to make that decision. Tolk's also found. That's nice. Eldritch is item checking too much. No, Eldritch is item checking the right amount. He's doing it the same as Alex. He's just behind because he died to Galamoth, which is pretty unlucky, honestly. But he's not that far behind. And like I said earlier, like you really don't want to allow your opponent to get an Alucard shield, especially when you find Maulblung that early. So you kind of are like forced into doing item checks just in case.
And it's really hard to put a determination on what is the right amount of item checks to be doing because it's so situational and like
you're also early on in a seed too.
Yeah, you can do a bunch of item checks to the point to where like people tell Ren he does too many item checks all the time, but if you find something that's very helpful that makes up all that time, then was it really wrong? Exactly.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, I mean, I've said it many a times, like the value of items early game matters so much more. You know, a duplicator would go insane as well because they found that library card early, and like having access to infinite library cards is way more valuable than just a singular library card. Like there are some high value items that are worth looking for because of where they started, how they started, the fact that Maulblung was found early. Like any shield, really. Also, any shield with a decent shield spell is high EV as well. So like there's many reasons why these players want to do extra item checks. And
there's Vlad for Alex.
Yeah, finding the Vlads is also very nice because, you know, you don't have to do some of these checks. Like Alex, I think, is opting to skip Force of Echo, which this is a pretty aggressive skip, but it's actually not even like that bad because you finish the game in the second castle. That location's not too far from like Shaft and Dracula. So like if you have to come back for a Vlad relic later, you'll know that you skipped that location in particular. So
yeah, and I think it's influenced by the fact that he's already found a progression step item in the second castle.
Oh, that's
so he's not too worried about the having to come back for a progression relic that needs to be used in the first castle.
And also, the complexity for the preset is, I think it's 6. So like the number of steps is relatively low, which means that there could be multiple progression items on this step, but that probably not worth thinking about at this point once you find something that can lead to progression. The other thing
and
too,
it gets a little put out of whack by the fact that you start with flight.
Yeah.
So 6 is a low amount of complexity relative to the presets, but when you start with flight, there's going to be less steps to be accounted for anyway.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and not only that, they at this point, like Force of Echo is not a boss that leads to a relic check. It's just a relic check on its own. So that makes it a little bit less valuable, and Eldritch is going to go out of his way for it. So the only way that, like, I think Alex is mostly correct here, where the only way that this punishes him is if it's a Vlad relic, and the odds are so low. There's only 4 Vlad relics remaining. One of them has to be quote unquote the final Vlad. And on top of that, you're going to be doing so many checks because like you're forced to kill all the bosses. And he's up a game too. So even if this is a Vlad relic, which is incredibly low odds, it ends up being nothing. It's like, oh, I lost because of that really low chance. Well, at least I was up a game, you know?
Yeah, there was a potential for shared progression because it's not unheard of for shared progression to be in second castle in Nimble
That
Light.
too, yeah.
But
even then, like if it is shared progression, it's also so much more likely that if it exists, you'll find it because you're killing all the bosses in second castle as well. And almost all of them are associated with relics, so.
Right.
So I think Alex made the correct statistical play, and Eldritch is kind of just finds library cards. So he might make up that time by finding a second library card at least. Because Blue Venus Weed is not one of those enemies that most people farm. In fact, I think the only person I've ever seen try and farm them is Crazy when he has like Rune Sword or something that can reach far into the room without activating their transformation where they gain the extra defense and health and stuff. So in a way, that is one of the powers of doing item checks is if you find something good that saves you time, you can open up completely different routes as well. And that route divergence of having multiple library cards could come into play. The only downside, however, is if like a duplicator gets found or Alex finds another library card somewhere else. Like,
yeah, I mean, that extra library card might incentivize him to use it after creature in the situation.
Something like
that. To get
that.
back to first castle earlier, which could put him ahead of Alex because Alex is going to make the trek all the way to reverse keep here.
Yeah, that's one of the things about having items, like doing a bunch of item checks, is you are putting more weight on those items to save you time. Like this library
but it
card.
Would kind of suck to do it now.
Yeah, that's brutal. So there was shared complexity, like we said. And like I said, the odds of it being specifically at Force of Echo when you're going to be doing all these other checks in the second castle anyways. Wow. Yeah, Alex is playing this really, really well. This route is very, very difficult. And he's not even getting the warp because he's like, I don't need it. I got library cards.
Yeah, and it looks like he's just going to commit to clearing all of second castle, which makes sense in the scenario. They have good weaponry, and it's Nimble Light. You can get around the castle really quickly. Make sure you're not missing anything. I mean, you did your one skip with Force of Echo, but you found so much that it's like...
A new win condition acquired, Ring of Ares. So Eldritch could just hope that Alex dies if he puts on that Ares. But yeah, that's a tough one. He is going to put it on, so defense is very, very low. One dropped Wing Smash in these like balloon pod hallways could lead to big damage. Like imagine dropping on top of a balloon pod and then getting comboed into a Black Panther. That could happen.
Yeah.
That would be very
and there's a
unfortunate.
potential for poison in these hallways too.
He did just drop a Wing Smash, but it wasn't in a scary spot. At least it looked like he maybe dropped it. I don't know.
Hold on. We're in the reverse library? Hold on. We're farming the reverse library. We're at 18 health in the reverse library.
You can soul steal, right, Eldritch? Ooh, yes, he can. Yo, is that the Flamberge? Let's go. Worth?
Axe Lord armor?
Yo, he has a solution for the very, very scary boss fight of Akmadon now.
So we went into the reverse library to farm some enemies, and we're leaving. All right.
Yeah, like I said, the more item checks you do, it is now we're getting to the point where Eldritch is doing too many. Every time you do an item check, you are essentially forfeiting that time, saying whatever item I find needs to save me this time plus more.
Alex going back for the Dark Shield? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. It's like the worst, best shield spell, I want to say. Like, out of the shield spells that do damage.
You can use it on bees?
Eldritch did the
and
thing.
he got the... Wait, what? He got... What purpose is there to grabbing the warp?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I just work here.
I thought he went into reverse library because he was gonna like kill some enemies and library card from there. What the hell do you need the fucking reverse outer wall warp for?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, but there's library cards in the shop. There you go. No, that helps Alex actually.
Yeah,
that helps Alex a lot actually.
There's even more library cards off the neurons.
Oh no. So everybody who put points into Eldritch, don't worry. He's definitely gonna win, but I might suggest maybe turning the stream off for now, or maybe keeping the audio on, but just look away. Just look away.
Wow,
that's tough.
Yeah, this is gonna result in many a backtracking for Eldritch, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's like we were talking about before. It's, you find a progression item in the second castle. The odds of it being shared progression on the same layer, that's tough to calculate in the moment. I think most people are pretty comfortable if they find at least one progression item that you're probably not thinking that there's shared complexity or shared progression on the same complexity layer. But
what did he want to buy that he was coming back for?
That's a great question.
Vardas.
Oh, you know what? Sure.
Yeah.
Now the question is, will this be enough to satiate Eldritch's hunger for item checks, or will he continue to do more?
He has a Oblong, so I think Bro is going to continue to do item checks the whole game until he finds an Alucard shield, I'll be honest.
Yeah, the green goblin mask on the wall is screaming, do more item checks, and honestly, he's obliging. That's a tough call. That's a tough call.
Like, sure. I think he's going to have to find Alucard shield or, like, Medusa shield or something for him to be satiated. Yeah.
Whereas I think Alex is definitely, not just in hindsight, but also, like, theoretically, I like the idea of full clearing second castle, especially with library cards in your inventory. Like, full clear second castle in Nimble Light, because you can find the random Vlads that can help you skip checks later. You obviously need to kill these bosses at some point anyway, so you can use the library card in a very useful spot. For example, I think Alex is going to be using his after killing bees, and that should be his last boss in the second castle.
Yeah.
So it's like you full clear second castle, and you're using your library card in a very useful spot. Because alternatively, the other option would be backtracking all the way to Castle Keep from Beelzebub, which is pretty slow. Even with the warp, you'd have to go through reverse alchemy lab to reverse entrance, and then do the warp that way. It's like, nah.
Will he be satiated? He's satiated.
Okay.
Most likely.
Hold. Okay. No, but the duplicator though. Hold on. Hear me out. I know you don't need it, but it could be nice.
There is the potential that Alex just doesn't go there.
That's
actually
true. With the library card,
that might be unlikely because I feel like the natural progression people like to take is going to Clock Tower. But with Jewel, maybe you just decide, yeah, I'll come back to it later. It does make more sense that way, efficiency-wise. Oh god, don't die to the Minotaurs.
Oh yeah. No, that's a scary spot. But good damage boost there to get him out. He's gonna try and get his health back. Yeah.
Because like in an all bosses scenario, if you library card after bees here, it actually does make more sense efficiency wise to, once you exit the library, you check Fire of Bat and then go down to the caverns, because then you get to do a full circle around the map pretty much.
Yes.
And get to do all the bosses.
So, and not everyone's going to think to do those pedestal checks. So, even people who do Fire of Bat first might skip the pedestal checks. I know sometimes I do. If I'm just like trying to try and go fast.
If I'm just doing Fire of Bat,
if it's Fire of Bat, even if it's Fire of Bat into even if I do Fire of Bat into the rest of Clock Tower to get to like Karasamon and then Castle Keep, I might still consider skipping those checks.
I think in Nimble, I'd probably always do it because your movement's always pretty fast because you just get to the pedestals, and if it's nothing, you gravity boots up, and you'd lose very minuscule amount of time to do those item checks.
It depends on how comfortable I am with my setup and if I'm like in like I'm done doing item checks mode. Where if I'm Alex, I might consider it, but maybe not. I mean, still hasn't found a. I guess you have Dark Shield, but Dark Shield kind of sucks.
Yeah, Dark Shield is not what you're looking for. Yeah. It is not how you'd prefer to kill these bosses. Honestly, he's using the Dark Shield on a lot of these bosses where I'd just hit him.
Especially with Rune Sword. I just saw he has Rune Sword in his inventory. Rune Sword plus Maulblung just slapping bosses that way? That's not bad. But yeah, Alex does use the library card here, and he is full cleared second castle at this point. So, except for, I guess there's a world where somehow he's missing a Vlad, but has killed all the bosses in first castle and gets baited into going all the way to Force of Echo, because that's the only thing he skipped, but I very much doubt it. Like, if he's, like, super, like, second-guessing himself.
Yeah, that would be... Some shit would have to happen in this seed.
Yeah, pretty much,
for that to happen.
Yeah, Alex has put himself in a very, very strong spot. And it's like, Eldritch isn't even in that bad of a spot if it wasn't for the fact that he left behind Jewel of Open. Like, that's just very unfortunate.
Which, I mean, the not-so-bad thing about that is that Jewel of Open... him leaving that behind means that there's not that much for him to actually have to clear out.
That is true.
Castle here, so he's gonna do it pretty quickly and go back to second castle, and then immediately find Jewel.
Yep.
So
and he has more library cards
pretty immediately.
So he might think, okay, I have Jewel of Open now, but I'll just full clear second castle. Or even then, maybe he won't full clear second castle. He'll just wait on it and then think, oh, I'll just do everything up to Beelzebub, and then at that point, I'll be in go mode, and then I'll just go, kind of like the all bosses route where you end on Beelzebub. And yeah, he just finds glasses right here. So I wonder if that might... Because if I find glasses on layer 0 in a Nimble Light Seed, what does that tell me?
Honestly... until you do the rest of the checks here, it doesn't tell you a whole lot.
Because it could mean that second castle isn't part of the chain at all, or that it's the next step. Those are the only two options.
Yeah.
This preset does not have reverse library cards, no. Just the regular ones. Yeah, any preset that has reverse library cards, it's going to be denoted by having like a down arrow in the name of the library card item as like a reminder. And Alex does find Gold Ring and is in Clock Tower and is doing what I would do, which is not do those checks. Just beeline it straight to the other side.
Oh, wow. So he is going Clock Tower, but did not do the checks. Interesting.
Yeah. That's probably something along those lines that I would have done too if I was like super comfortable with my items. So that is... Alex does have the better route here for sure, but...
yeah, Eld can make up some time on bosses. Alex is still... Never mind.
No
He'll make up time on the ones in second castle, but never mind.
Dude, that's so dumb. Like, oh my god, that's so dumb. And the best part is neither player has any idea what just happened. They have no clue. Oh my god.
They're both gonna have Alucard shield in the seed, and no one's gonna know.
That's so funny. Wow. And it happened like we were still talking about it. We weren't even done talking about it.
I didn't even get to finish my thought about the time save potential for Alucard shield. I mean, Eld is still going to make up a little bit of time on boss fights in the second castle.
Yes.
Because he's going to get those done faster than Alex was able to.
Yes.
Now, every boss in first castle at this point now is just going to be equal.
Yes.
They're going to net neutral on time.
So, in a way, Eldritch has like a kind of an advantage there, but not really. It's pretty negligible. Like, the most amount of time save he'll have is like the fact that the Shield Rod spell was used over and over again with the Dark Shield. Like, that pauses the game and you lose time there. But it kills things relatively quickly. Did I just see a Karma coin? It was Tails. Eldritch throwing Karma coins at Minotaur and Werewolf, and he's getting punched in the face by Werewolf. Holy. That's sure is something.
He's for the people.
Yeah, fair enough. So, I mean, at this point, if you're Eldritch, what's the plan? What's the thought process? You got glasses. I guess you just finish up the bosses here that you can do, like up to all rocks and then leave. Because I think
I'm pretty sure he's just gonna go through all rocks quarters all the way to keep and
go from
just
there.
Go back to second castle.
Because I think that's all he has left, right?
Pretty sure.
He's not even getting the warp. I would consider getting the warp at this point because you're going to come back to want to do caverns at some point. You're also going to want to do holy glasses maybe. So that warp,
especially with it being all bosses, the warp definitely makes sense to get here because even if you like, he's probably thinking, oh, I'm going to find Jewel probably in these checks so that I get to come back this way. But even in this preset where it's all bosses, you want to go do Hippogriff and then you can warp back down.
Exactly. Maybe that is his plan, is to go all the way to Hippogriff and then backtrack. Which I don't think is. Alternatively, he could just use the warp to go to Castle Keep and then just leave Hippogriff for later. Because maybe his thought process is he'll combine it with Silver Ring. Stop throwing the karma coins! They disappear after you open the menu. It was a waste of time. It did nothing. Oh no. Are we missing a row of Eldritch's tracker? Yes, you are. My bad. My bad. Good call. Yeah, I was missing the bottom row here. Alrighty. Yeah, he's going to go all the way to Sword Card here, but this is the part where he has to make the decision if he keeps going all the way for Hippogriff, but skips Silver Ring, or if he's going to go back and then warp to Castle Keep. I'd probably turn around and go to Castle Keep.
Yeah, I guess that must be his plan.
No, it's not.
Well, I mean, he might just be doing this. I don't see why you would.
No, he's gonna go all the way to Hippogriff. He's just foregoing the warp altogether, which is, I think,
very weird.
It might be one of those things where he's like rushing, where he just thinks to himself, like, surely I'm gonna find progression somewhere, so I don't need this. I probably won't need this teleporter later, but turns out he does. Well, maybe, who knows? There is a world where maybe his thought process is, if I need to go to caverns later, I'll have library cards to take me to go to library and then from Outer Wall get there, which is usually faster than warping to All Rocks' quarters, especially if you have to open it. But
the trouble will be if he needs to go to Holy Glass's location at any point.
Yeah, exactly. And they already found one of the rings, and
which technically they could end up in a situation where they never need to go there, and he can just go to caverns from Outer Wall.
Yep.
But I don't know. I think the time you save by skipping the warp is kind of not worth the risk of
not
needing to do some weird route to get the Holy Glasses later, especially if it like ends up being like you find a ring deep within caverns. It's like that you don't have a great way to get there at any point.
Yeah, best case scenario for Eldritch would be like Silver Ring is at like Succubus or Scylla or something like that.
Yeah, because then you at least have a like semi-fast backtrack with a save split.
He's risking it. He's using the Alucard shield. Don't kill Richter! No!
Oh god.
This wouldn't even be the first time. Oh my god. I guess technically for official tournament matches it would be, but what are you doing? Oh my god.
Oh god. Oh.
Just use spells, bro. Like, it's not hard. Why risk it? I don't understand. He's giving me a heart attack.
Alex is getting punched by the werewolf.
Dude.
With Alucard shield.
Same thing happened to Eldritch. Werewolf don't care. Best item in the game don't matter to him. He's gonna punch you regardless.
He's got disjointed hitboxes.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to nerf that, bro. Friggin' crazy ass 5P.
5P.
Bro, it's busted. And it auto combos into the rest of the chain. It's not fair. Okay. Eldritch is going to be finding Jewel of Open here. And Alex, on the other hand, funny enough, found Jewel of Open in the second castle, and I guess it is all bosses, so you need to do this at some point anyways, but my question is, when is he going to route in the caverns? Like, is he going to go all the way to Hippogriff and then library card?
Yeah, this is weird. I don't know. I
would
definitely
probably save this
caverns a lot earlier than this.
Yeah, I think I saved this for last. Like, my thought process is like, oh, I'll do All Rocks, Sword Card, and Hippogriff before.
Because if you need to do Silver Ring at some point,
that too, yeah.
Then
yeah, I don't think there's like a huge sense of urgency in doing this right away. And you know what Eldritch is doing? He said, I got what I need. I'm leaving. Honestly, I respect this.
Sure is.
Yeah. The only problem is that, yeah, he should have library carded, and he's realizing that now because he doesn't have the All Rocks warp. So there's no reason to go to the first castle the normal way. So Alex definitely has the lead in total bosses cleared here, but Eldritch is going to be the first into caverns, which should be the intended progression. And Alex choosing to do this instead of caverns is helping Eldritch a little bit catch up, I want to say, because this is definitely less efficient. Granted, this is basically the route Eldritch took as well, which, you know.
They're going to end up having to do the same thing if Silver Ring ever becomes important to check, which, I mean, it can always be a situation where Spikebreaker just has your final Vlad and you don't need to do any of the other progression related checks.
Yeah. And a lot of those progression checks are not next to any of the bosses or anything like that.
If
he's doing it again.
What the hell?
Dude, he's addicted to it. He loves the stairs so much. Oh, never mind. He said, wait, I opened the shortcut? Did he open the shortcut? I don't remember this. Apparently he did.
He did open the shortcut.
I was also going to ask, I didn't pay attention. Did Alex get the All Rocks warp? I imagine he did. Because why wouldn't you unless you're Eldritch, for unknown reasons?
I don't know, but I really hope he did.
But yeah, this also means Alex is going to have to route in Hippogriff at some point, which maybe his thought process is he'll do it with Silver Ring, which isn't terrible. Maybe. But then at that point, why do All Rocks at all? Like this whole loop that he just did, he could have just saved this for later.
Yeah, because like if you do the loop up to keep here and get Hippogriff along the way, you can kind of just hope that you don't have to do Silver Ring later. Because I mean, it's very possible. Like it's very common for skip a whole bunch of complexity by going to Spikebreaker.
Yes, Spikebreaker being available at all times once you have Jewel of Open does make things interesting for sure.
Which if that's what happens here, if you do that whole All Rocks loop early like this, instead of going to caverns earlier, then it doesn't really matter that you did it in the less efficient order because you don't have to do the backtracking. Yeah. So and since it's all bosses, it actually doesn't matter which one you did first.
Why are any of them doing item checks though? Mind goblins? Yeah, they're suffering from mind goblins for sure. It's the green goblin mask on the wall, I'm telling you.
Dude, they need the duplicator for infinite library cards. They don't have enough.
And that's true, yeah. Because I think you have to buy them for like 500 a pop or something like that. Why do that when they could be free?
They need mana prisms and Alucard shield.
Yeah. Even with all this, Eldritch is not very far into caverns at this point. I think all things considered, Alex is still potentially in the lead, depending on when he routes in Hippogriff and how well that goes.
Yeah, I think the lead is still with him because Eld still has to do the entire right side of the second castle. Yes. So he's got a little bit of a lead going into caverns, but it's gonna swing the other way as soon as as soon as caverns is cleared, Alex is gonna have the lead for sure. But we'll see. It also depends on, like, theoretically, they are missing a Vlad relic left in the first castle, most likely. I think the complexity Vlad is yet to be found. So there's a world where one player ends up getting, like, massively baited. Like, for example, Eldritch doing a merman statue here. This doesn't necessarily... This is just one of the many caverns checks that are available. They're all on the same layer. So it's possible that Alex thinks to himself, like, it's a slow check and it's on the same layer as everything else. I'm going to skip it. And it's not a boss, so
that too,
you're kind of incentivized to skip it in the all bosses presets.
Yeah, I think generally the idea, a route that I think Crazy would do is that he would skip this. He would maybe even skip Scylla, and save it for later after doing. No, actually, he wouldn't skip Scylla in this spot because he didn't find Merman. Either way, I think I would just save it for later. But no, Alex is doing it right away. Okay, never mind. Fair game. And it's nothing.
That is strange because, especially if you're Alex here, you have 4 out of 5 Vlads.
I think
you're looking for complexity.
Yeah, I think the plan is you skip everything except for Grand Floon Spikebreaker, and then you use that information to determine what to do on the way back.
Yeah, and I think the most likely outcome here is you would go and do your bosses down here. You would do Scylla, you would do Cerberus, you would do Grand Floon, and you'd see what's at Spikebreaker, and that would kind of inform the rest of your route. Because it's gonna take you either to Silver Ring,
this is what I was
2
thinking,
Holy Glasses, or it's Final Vlad.
Yeah, Crazy saying I would have killed Scylla and went to Spikebreaker immediately. I think that is the correct play. And Eldritch doesn't have the information of the additional Vlad relic in Second Castle, so he's going out of his way to do Merman Statue.
Yeah,
because he's missing.
He still wants to find the extra Vlad.
There's also a chance where Alex is feeling the pressure from skipping Force of Echo, maybe. I mean, it's so unlikely that Force of Echo was anything of value, but it's possible that Alex also does this check because he's worried about skipping too much. Meanwhile, Eldritch picks up Spirit Orb. We get to see how much damage he's doing. Let's go. Yeah, no, I was out of pocket for saying skipping Scylla because my idea is like I'll just do it later when I do Merman Statue, but like nah, you do Scylla and then immediately go to Spikebreaker. That is I think the correct play here. I mean, you obviously kill Cerberus and probably check Demon Card as well. Like there's no reason not to check Demon Card. It's like a 10-second check. And that also could give you info if it happens to be like the Jewel of Open locked progression. So I imagine Alex is just going to go straight down into the mines here. I don't see. I don't see why. He's
Vanilla Spikebreaker is still on the table, I believe. So you know, your mist could be in the Cavern's lair.
That too, yeah. Always check Demon Card even if you know it can't be anything. Yeah, I guess there's a world where you have to, ask yourself, am I that confident in my... Oh, this is actually a scenario where it hurts to not have that warp now. Because he's right next to a warp and...
I mean, if you need to go there.
Yeah, that is true. It could just be Echo there and then Final Vlad is at Spikebreaker. Worst case scenario is that it's Mist. And then Spikebreaker is like Vanilla or something? I don't know.
Yeah, that would be the worst case scenario. I mean, you got to be down here anyway.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, and like one of the missed checks is Echo and the other one is like progression. Yeah. It'd have to be like Echo at Soul of Bat and then Final Vlad at Silver Ring. Either way. Yeah, Alex is almost caught up. And granted, he also has way more progress in the second castle too. So this is looking tough for Eldritch. I also agree with the decision of going straight to Grand Floon first. You have to kill him anyways. Although, actually, if you're Alex, I don't go Grand Floon first. I go Spikebreaker first in case it's a Vlad. Because then in that case, I wouldn't do the extra 2 rooms to check the relic after Grand Floon.
Yeah.
Ooh, and it's Spikebreaker. Okay. Well, then now that makes things interesting.
So
Silver Ring isn't going to necessarily bait them.
Yeah. I'm thinking about our progression here. It was glasses into Jewel, into rings.
Yes.
So it could be
into Echo, into Mist, or the other way around. Because those are the 2 progression relics that we're missing. So this is going to be either Mist or it's going to be... no, wait, this has to be Mist then. Because it can't be Echo. No. So if this is a progression relic, it's Mist. Otherwise, it's Final Vlad. So it's Mist or Final Vlad. There we go. Dang, Eldritch really do be doing item checks.
Yeah.
It's Mist.
Like, look at what's equipped in his inventory, man, and he's doing item checks.
Okay, I think this being Mist helps Eldritch because now there's a world where If he finds Final Vlad at Soul of Bad, he might skip Silver Ring, and he's already done Hippogriff, which would then save him more time. But if Final Vlad is at Silver Ring, that helps Alex because he still needs to do Hippogriff.
Yeah, and skipping Silver Ring, I mean, he probably would, I would say.
The math is the math's in your favor at that point if you find this Vlad here, because you know Silver Ring is the same odds as Soul of Bat to be Final Vlad. And then at that point, it's like it could be a random Vlad there. Oh. Well. That is unfortunate. And Alex is almost fully caught up on top of that already cleared second castle. So he's going to need to get knocked around a lot more by these flea armors to help Eldritch catch up here, because this is looking tough. Yeah, I think if that 50-50 went the other way, it would help Eldritch a bit, but it's not like guaranteed to be helpful. Granted, Alex could have just completely crushed here if he decided to delay that All Rocks stuff and went Caverns early, because this is the exact scenario where that ends up mattering.
Yeah.
And it was pretty likely too, I think, all things considered, that like Silver Ring would have been involved at some point in the complexity chain. In this case, it's the final one.
Yeah, I think it's just, it makes sense in these all bosses presets where you have to be doing so many of them anyway, or all of them, that when you can't do Silver Ring, but you have the ability to go to the caverns, and especially if you have the ability to skip to Spike Breaker to get more information about what the seed wants from you, that it just makes so much sense to get done.
This is also just kind of like a classic decision making that's been around since like season 1 of the randomizer, which is if you have Jewel of Open and Merman statue but no mist yet, you should just go. You just go to caverns. Like you can't get baited in caverns. You're not gonna leave something behind. Like you can't be like, oh no, Merman statue was at sword card and that was progression. Like you're not gonna get screwed over that way. So with that in mind, you need to kind of just beeline for caverns. And both players had that available to them. No, that's not true. Eldritch didn't have it available to him, but Alex did. So Alex had the option to go and do that, but chose not to.
Yeah, Eld was just doing the checks in order because he was looking for what he needed in first castle.
Yeah, and this is really really unfortunate for him, because now he's going to go through all the way to keep the same way, but like, like this would have been way more efficient if he needed to do Hippogriff the way that Alex is doing it right now, where it's like, oh, I need to do Hippogriff anyways, so this is just like free.
Yeah.
I guess maybe no. I was gonna say Eldritch has already saved Richter. That's some time save. Alex could get the bad ending. It's possible he could hold the shield out on accident and kill Richter.
I mean, things could still happen technically.
Or his controller gets unplugged. A gremlin in the wires shows up right as he starts fighting Richter and dies.
Because, like, your time investment to get all the bosses on the right side of the castle is not huge, especially with Alucard Shield.
But it's still a decent amount.
It's not. We don't have that big of a gap between the two of them entering the second castle.
And Alex also has, like, the reverse All Rocks warp, which if he didn't have that warp, then at least the movement would have been somewhat comparable. But having that warp is going to, be everything that he needs.
Like, Eld's probably only going to make it to Medusa and maybe a little while past her before Alex is in second castle, so.
Yeah, my guess is he's, like, on trio by the time that Alex is finishing. Rib was at Beelzebub. So, I mean, the main difference came down to Alex skipping Force of Echo, saving him like a minute and a half-ish in movement, something like that, maybe less. And Eldritch deciding to do the early library card where he did, which was pretty unfortunate overall, because it did force him into this like weird route, whereas Alex full clearing second castle ended up being very, very strong.
Forced him to skip Jewel of Open, and just the location that he did the library card was just inefficient.
Yeah, because
it definitely would have been much better at creature.
Yeah.
he would have at least saved more time using the library card. Maybe would have gotten back to the second castle to get the jewel. Or like, I mean, look at the difference in time. Like the amount of time that it took him to go from creature, go check some items in reverse library, go all the way to the warp, and then library card. Like he'd be way further along at this point without all of that that extra time before the library card.
I don't think it ended up. Okay, well, this is gonna slow you down too. That too. I don't know what his thought process was. I'm gonna dive kick at him. Something like that. I don't know. Regardless, Alex is on his way to finishing the game here. He's completely in go mode. Where, I mean, Eldritch is not that far behind. 2 bosses. Yeah, he's going to be like either on his way to Trio or finishing up Trio by the time Alex hits done, I think. But yeah, yet another close race. I gotta ask what the reverse outer wall warp was for. Like, what was he planning to do with that warp?
Yeah, that's got to be explained because it's like, I don't know.
Is like his thought process is that he's gonna go to Darkwing Bat from there or finish the game from there? Like that's his warp to get to Castle, like the clock room. But like it's an all bosses preset. You're gonna do all the bosses anyways. Like you're gonna be right next to better warps.
Yeah, I just can't think of any scenario where you would warp there.
Yeah. Because either he has like a 7-head genius 5,000 dimensional chess plan, but Eldritch is going to make it farther than I thought.
He might make it 2 Bs.
Probably not. I think he's going to be just entering Alchemy Lab. Assuming he doesn't miss a Wing Smash chain here. Oh, never mind.
Oh, there it is.
Well, he might still... No, actually, him missing the Wing Smash chains is... So maybe, yeah, he will get to Bs. Again, like, and he's...
Puts on the dark armor.
You know? Why not?
There's my time.
And
GG. Jeez. Not bad. Not bad at all. Very close race. Yeah, Eldritch is going to find Final Vlad here. This is another scenario where if he wants to finish it out, we can let him finish it out. It's fine. He's close.
Beating the final boss that you need to do and getting the final Vlad right when your opponent finishes, I mean, like, very close race. Like, not much difference.
Yeah, I think the... honestly, if he had skipped Mermaid Statue and did a more efficient library card, his route still might have been comparable.
Yeah. I mean, the library card from that position does save you a bunch of movement, and like the way you had to route it as a result wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
In efficiency, especially because you got to do all the bosses anyway, so like it kind of evens itself out a little bit, not entirely, but all of that extra movement for the library card really wasted a lot of time.
Yeah, I think that was unfortunate. There was also the unfortunate, like if the final Vlad was at Soul of Bat and Eldritch was ballsy enough to just leave Silver Ring behind and just assume that the final Vlad was in second castle, since he needs to go there anyways and needs to kill bosses anyways, that could have been the difference maker as well, because that's extra time Alex would have spent in the first castle.
Could have seen more first castle skips if he had, like, if he was in Alex's position where he had the 4 Vlads in caverns there, we probably would have saw a lot more skips from Eldritch in that case.
Eldritch couldn't skip All Rocks from his position because he didn't have Jewel of Open. So delaying All Rocks probably wouldn't have made sense unless he had like a 5-head play of like, well, I'm going to skip All Rocks because it's probably nothing, and I'm going to go back to the second castle just to finish all the bosses and then come back to first castle to get Jewel of Open, and then, I don't know. There's like a world where maybe he delays All Rocks and is able to make a better route because of that, but you
could make that decision, because like if you see Holy Glasses on first layer, like that might send off alarm bells in your head that it's like, oh, and maybe there should have been something else in second castle.
Yeah, not only that, it could also just be that, like, even if Olrox's Jewel of Open or Sword card is Jewel of Open, you'll, like, be able to do that as soon as you get back to the first castle or something. So it's like you're not really losing that much time for routing it in that way, but I don't know.
Yeah.
GG's regardless. Let's ask him. I gotta know. I'm gonna head up there.
Outs were way different too. Like,
GG's. I mean, I would be remiss not to ask Eldritch the question that is burning in everyone's brain, which is, what was the plan for the reverse outer wall warp?
Like, okay, I got to creature and I was like, okay, I'm gonna library card from here. And then, like, I left creature, and for some reason, I was just, like, on autopilot. I got to the outer wall warp, and I was like, I mean, I'm already here. I'm going to go ahead and just grab it before I library card out anyway.
Yeah, I imagine it had to be some sort of autopilot or something like that. But, yeah, both of you had very different routes. There was a world where Alex... we have to bring up the Alucard shield in the room, which is... you guys both found the Alucard shield, but in different places. Which is wild.
I mean, technically both in Clock Tower.
Yeah.
Technically both in Clock Tower.
but yeah, there was a world where we knew that you leaving the Jewel of Open behind at Darkwing Bat Eldritch was going to lose you at least some amount of time over Alex's route. We weren't sure how much, but we were like, oh, but maybe the difference in combat, having the Alucard shield, that might make up the time. And as soon as we're talking about it, because we see Alex skip the Alucard shield on the pedestal in Clock Tower, we're like, oh, well, maybe this might be the difference maker that helps even the routes out. And then as we're talking about it, Alex kills one of the Sword Lords, gets the Alucard shield drop. Oh, God.
Yeah,
so
as
funny.
soon as I saw the Alucard shield drop from a Sword Lord, I was like, okay, so he's got Alucard shield too. Yeah. I just need to movement.
And there was also, there is a world where, I don't know if you would have done this, but because the final Vlad was mist locked, and it was a 50-50 between Silver Ring and Soul of Bat, there's a world where at this point you had already done Hippogriff Eldritch. So if it was at Soul of Bat, if you had the hindsight play to leave Silver Ring behind, because it's, just as likely to be a random Vlad as anything else, and go straight to second castle, that also might have made up the time difference, because Alex still at that point had not done Hippogriff, so he was going to be going that direction regardless. So that ended up being a little unfortunate for you as well. But regardless, it was a very close race.
It was really bad that it ended up being a Vlad. I knew that there was a Vlad at one of the two.
Yeah.
Because I was just kind of following my own little intuition chain, right? Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh yeah, like one of these is going to be it. I have to kill Lesser Demon anyway. Let me go ahead and do Soul of Bat while I'm down there. And then when it ended up being fucking Power of Mist, I was like, God damn it, now I got to go to Silver Ring.
Yeah. Yeah, so in that mindset, you probably would have skipped Silver Ring, probably.
Yeah.
It also makes sense because you need to kill the bosses in second castle anyway, and there's just more checks to do there. So that would have saved you a decent amount of time. But yeah, very, very close race. It's wild to see two completely different.
Both races were close. I like it.
Yeah, both races were close. Both decision making and routing was like different, but like it ended up not being that consequential in the end. Like the difference was only like a minute or two for both races. So very close. Very, very fun to watch, I will say.
Yeah, I thought that I was dead to rights at the very beginning. I was like, there's no way that Alex stays and fights Galamoth with fucking Jewel Knuckles. There's no way that he's that.
The fact that both of you decided to do that was so funny too. Yeah, and Eldritch also, you also lost like 40 seconds because you got the bad pattern off rip versus Galamoth and Alex didn't, so you had to like reset. So that also mattered too. There was a lot of things that ended up like small things here and there that ended up mattering. I forgot about that. Wow.
I don't feel too bad about it. I had a lot of fun with it.
I'm glad you did. Congratulations, Alex. You do get to move on here in the double elimination bracket, but unfortunately for Eldritch, that is your tournament placement here. But GG's, I'm very glad you had fun in the tournament. And yeah, this is good matches. Very, very good matches. We got
hooray.
Losers round 2, we have Crazy Four Blades, and on the other side we have Alex. So Crazy is waiting for the winner of Major Seaman and Scrimps, which I believe is happening tomorrow. So that's fun. And then we still need to schedule
tomorrow or Thursday. I forget which.
Yeah, one of those two. And then we have Dirtjack and Classic event, which has yet to be scheduled, but that is in winners round 2. And then the loser of that will be playing Crazy Four Blades. So pretty stacked bracket so far, I will say.
Yep.
Lots of opportunities for upsets and all sorts of fun stuff to happen. But yeah, GG's to both of you.
This isn't the end for me. Y'all be seeing me in the comms booth.
That's true. That is true. Hey, now you got more time to join for commentary. Let's go.
All according to plan.
Exactly.
Yes. Mwah.
But yeah, GG's to both of you. Thanks for playing. And
yeah, GG's, man.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.
Next time.
Yo, chat, that was a lot of fun. Thank you, Dirtjack, as always, helping me with commentary. That was very fun. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, like, comment, subscribe, join the live stream, twitch.tv/DragonBlitz. Follow the racers as well. I keep forgetting to mention that. They're linked in the description of all the tournament races. So if you want to see, like, hey, what's Eldritch up to? What's Alex up to? I'm sure they're playing SotN Rando on their streams as well. If you want more SotN Rando content, go check them out. But that's going to be it for this tournament race today. See you later, YouTube. Have a good one. Bye-bye.